Let's see if that's working now. Okay, trying again. Is that working? It wasn't muted. It seems like some kind of OBS bug. Yes, it wasn't muted. I close it. I open it again, so switch it off, switch it on. Did that work? Okay, sound is on. So this time, unfortunately, my reading of the names was silent. I will not go over it again, so we lost on this part. Blame OBS, Open Broadcasting Software, as that's a free software I'm using to live stream. Their fault. I don't know why sometimes do not broadcast the sound at all. Okay, now it works. So switch off, switch on, it works. Loud and clear now. Perfect. Perfect. I'm so sad you missed me mispronouncing your names. Was it designed by Bethesda? I'm pretty sure it was not. OBS helping to read lips. Yes. Yes. Exactly. All right. Let me check now if there was any type of Inside the Vault article. And I'm not sure if there was. No, the last one was patch notes, but we need to reopen the patch notes. I will start from that. I will open patch notes, as that's a topic I'm really sad about. Okay, let me switch the camera. Not to this camera, to this camera. Now, update notes, and if you check my video when I was reading them, there is one point about legendary mods. And look what it says now. Address an issue where the Furious legendary mod would inaccurately display that it could go up to 90%. It now accurately displays a maximum of 45 damage after each consecutive hit on the same target. And initially, it was other way around. It was stating that Furious is now correctly doing 90% bonus damage. Now they twisted the words backwards. The point is, it was always listed that Furious does 45%. So what did they fix? Nothing. There was the 90% is non-existent. It's imaginary number they just made up to fix the node. It was listing 45%. And it still lists 45%. It was doing 45%, and it's still doing 45%. So they did absolutely nothing about Furious. And I was so happy that Furious is receiving a buff, as 90% would make sense. Absolutely would make sense. Would make Furious a good legendary mod instead of useless one. As 45% at maximum, that's less than aristocrats. That's less than junkies. That's usually less useful than anti-armor. It's like on the border between those two. And that's definitely less than bloodied. And that's definitely for most weapon less useless than quad, less useful than quad effect. Most likely less useful than vampire, so it's far on the list, unfortunately. It's not totally useless. It's better to have Furious than nothing, but definitely not good. So, and yes, it was listing like 90% about a year ago on public test server, but how is that applied to today's patch? It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, it would need to ramp up. It's on the shot number 10th that Furious is achieving a full damage bonus. And 90% after 10 shots that you are losing if you hit other target, that doesn't seem overpowered at all. That just seems balanced for boss fights. But we are not getting it. We are not getting it. Oh, one thing I need to verify, but I didn't yet. Someone said that Scout Armor Mask again counts as part of the set, even though this note is about totally different stuff about the painting. But someone said it counts again as part of the set. I would need to test that. I didn't yet. I forgot. That patch note just reminded me about it. Okay, so that's to be addressed about the patch notes. Oh, and FPS issues, the performance issues are real, and cause of that, are you familiar with Westec bug when you go into the basement and return through the elevator to the main Westec? The disappearing textures, the drop in FPS? So this bug is now more widespread across mainly expeditions in the pit, that's the one affected, but I think it may appear in different spots too. So they did something to spread out this bug. It went out to the wild, out of the Westec area. So it was unique to going into the basement and out from the basement in the Westec. That was a unique Westec bug. No longer unique, it's now widespread. So that to let you know. And Bethesda do know about it, and they're trying to address it. I don't know if they know exactly what's causing it, but they know the bug exists. So that's as much as we know so far. We need to be patient, unfortunately, to get some more fixes. And this bug is pretty bad. The good news is it doesn't look like it affects Atlantic City. So it's mainly affecting the pit expeditions and could have been affecting some Appalachia areas, but seems to be fine inside Atlantic City. Oh, Rascal, you did test the Scout mask and you can confirm it works. Okay, good. Anyone else tested Scout mask? So maybe I don't need to. I do trust in Rascal assessment, but you know, you always need 2 witnesses to be able to use the word as a fact. At least, I mean, that probably counts in the court. 1 witness is not enough for most cases. And Lady X suggestion about Furious, they should fix the note to say, oops, never mind. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Oops, never mind, that shouldn't be here. You got an ad. Yeah, YouTube is auto-inserting ads on the live stream now. I think they copied this feature from Twitch. So YouTube is implementing some features that work on Twitch. I could manually switch them off, but I notice it's not very good for the stream, as then I will keep getting pop-ups to switch it on, and so on, and probably less visible stream if you manually... That's my observation, at least. If you try to manually switch off ads on YouTube, not only are you losing on the ad revenue, as ad revenue on YouTube is shared with creators, but whatever you upload is less visible if you try to switch off ads. And on top of that, I read terms and conditions on YouTube. They reserve rights to insert ads anyway, even if you switch them off. So if they can earn a lot on the ads, they will insert them anyway. They will just not share with me. So I'd rather keep it on default. I have all ad setting on default. That seems to be working the best, and YouTube is happy. The worst area about the FPS bug, the most affected is the pit, the main expedition, the one that we are doing in the past. What is the name? Oh, I lost the name. What was the name of the expedition? Someone in chat said. How is it called? Oh, Lady X, thank you a lot for gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And who do I welcome? I welcome B Uni, RHPS for 711, Semlich, Saint Monkey, and Steven Purify. Welcome to Turtles Army, and may the shell be with you. Union Deuce, yeah, Union Deuce, that's the name of the expedition that's mostly affected by the bug. Not exclusively, but you can clearly see this bug in there. And I heard that in case of consoles, it may be bad enough to crash the console due to the load that this bug is putting on the CPU. All right. Let me answer your questions from the Discord. We are heading now to Turtle Army Discord when there are questions for me. I will do my best to answer them. Discord is switching on. Be patient, Turtle, be patient. Okay, it's on. Where did I stop? Oh, there, I think. Okay, switch camera. Here we go. And usually you do not, at least you shouldn't, put your preferences into your partner as your name, but I think someone did. But anyway, let's go into the question. Hi, Mr. Turtle. I was wondering what other effects, perks work better with multi-projectile weapons like Vampire, Peppa Shaker. Does, for example, does anti-armor pierce enemy armor multiple times? Does instigating benefit all projectiles with 100% damage bonus? Can you test? Thank you for your videos. I already know answers for most of those questions, I think. So multi-projectile weapons are kind of good with Furious, as each projectile will amplify for Furious purposes. So you can achieve full effect of Furious on second shot if you hit all the projectiles. Now, Vampire works great with any multi-projectile weapons. Anti-armor work great on weapons that have armor-piercing magazine, what I was already explaining in the videos, just to add to it. The maximum possible, I don't know if always was like that, but at least after last patch I tested, the maximum possible armor penetration that you can achieve, and that's a hard cap, is 90%. So whatever you do, if you put awareness perk, and you see that enemy armor is reduced by 90%, you are at the cap. It cannot go any further. You good. So for example, anti-armor fixer with perforating magazine on the cap. Anti-armor magazine on Elder's Mark and anti-armor legendary effect, you are on the cap. So you cannot go any higher. That's the top possible. About instigating is more like time-based than projectile. From the moment your first projectile hit, you are getting 100% damage bonus, and it's being disabled as soon as the server recognizes that first hit happened. In case of fast firing and multi-projectile weapons, all the projectiles that hit a target in approximately first half a second will be affected by instigating effect. And I think that will answer that. Next. Tim is asking, good morning, evening or night? It's afternoon, so you missed, but close, okay, close enough. Question about ballistic bog and high voltage heifer. I saw them in someone's camp and was surprised. I've never seen this before. Firstly, how do you unlock or receive them? Secondly, does the ballistic bog work for the explosive effect on heavy guns? If so, is this an item we should consider always having on hand? Do they stack with food buffs? Appreciate your point. So, those are alcohols. Therefore, they stack with chems and they stack with food. It's a separate category. Alcohol is a separate category by itself. About how they work. To answer your questions, heavy guns is a no. It only boosts small ballistic guns or small energy guns. For some reason, heavy guns are not included. And now, do they boost explosive damage if there is explosive legendary effect? Yes, like every other bonus damage to weapon. Like if you have explosive fixer, if you put commando, it will do both damage higher. Like initial damage and explosive damage both will go up. The same with ballistic bog and high voltage heifer. And if I'm not mistaken, it's still Beef that is giving away those recipes in exchange for doing his daily quests a lot. So I'm pretty sure it's still Beef. Next, Patriot. A strong, hardy, lightly hopped dark beer brewed using unrefined gunpowder and nuclear material. It increases... Oh, that's answer to, to the Beef quest. I already answered, so I will skip. Next. No, that's answers still. Questions, where are the answers? Oh, the plan itself do not exist. That's good to know from Gilpo. So just doing the beef quest gives that. Not the plan, but gives you the ability to craft it. Okay, so that's almost the same thing, but a little bit different implementation. You will get the plan from beef, but you will auto-learn it. You will not get physical plan. Hooray. Love you, Turtle. When my long-time gamer friend plays 76 for the first time, I can't decide the best way to help. He doesn't know any Fallout, VATS, etc. Should I tell him a build, do events, kill everything? Enjoy the game first. Explore. Explore and slowly learn. There is no rush. If you play for the first time, explore, start from the vault at level 1. Do not go level 20 route if you are a first time player in Fallout at all. And do initial quests, then do some more quests. Over time, learn. And about VATS, I should probably drop a video with VATS guide, including the latest advanced tip that I learned myself after 5 years of playing. So I do plan to do VATS guide, maybe today even. I will see if I will have time. So VATS guide will be coming. And that's a good idea, to be honest. I was thinking about doing only this advanced tip, but maybe I should just do the complete guide to VATS, including advanced tips. That's maybe a better idea, especially that we'll get new players when the TV show drops and next part of DLC drops. Okay, I'm Peaceful Gamer. Last question from I'm Peaceful Gamer for today. Hey Turtle, I got anti-armor 25-25 Enclave plasma rifle with Align Flamer barrel, and I also got Vampire 25 extra durability with Align Flamer, but I got anti-armor version to solo air. That's the only purpose I trade for that weapon, but when I tried to solo air, I failed, and on top of that, its performance is even worse than my Quad 50 railway rifle. I thought are the best for DPS, and many people call it boss killer and stuff. Can you please make a guide video comparing railway and Enclave plasma rifle? Yeah, I do have plan to do that. There are so many videos where players killing air in 14 seconds with it. Yeah, I don't think it's possible anymore to do it in 14 seconds with it. I'm pretty sure it lost quite significant chunk of damage when they nerf Prime, and when they change how generally the mixed damage weapons works. I do already have results for railway rifle. I do plan to do something similar with Enclave to see what's going on, to be honest. I know on paper Enclave plasma should be more powerful than railway, but in practice it's not necessarily the case. Maybe it does require a lot of buffs to outperform railway. Hard to tell. I do plan to test that more extensively. And now, back to YouTube chat. Let's see what chat is saying. Reload fixed what? I don't know. I think I missed some part of the chat. Yeah, a lot of damage boosts do not apply to heavy guns. That includes science perks. I don't know why, but maybe because heavy guns are performing already really good, Bethesda is adding the boosters to only different type of weapons, but they forgot there are some commando weapons that really perform even better than heavy guns. So those weapons are even stronger with those buffs, but heavy guns do not apply. I don't know what exactly is this reasoning that Bethesda is using to exclude heavy guns from some of the buffs. There must be something. On Xbox Series X, speed go down to low 40. That's still good. It can drop really worse when buildings are disappearing. Yes, handmaids are considered small weapons. Small weapons are all pistols and rifles. All of them are considered small, and shotguns. Shotguns, pistol, rifles, they consider small. As big guns are the big guns. It's really heavy, like 50 cal, light machine gun, Gatling plasma. Those are big guns. Every other gun is small gun. Oh yeah, 14-second kill, as Rascal is saying, was also before crit nerf. So after all the nerfs, it's definitely not possible to kill air in 14 seconds. The question is it possible to kill him comfortably in around 1 minute, like Railway can? This, I don't know. Does the explosive perks apply to heavy guns with explosive effect? Demo Expert applies to all explosions. Grenades, launchers, legendary explosive effect, to all of it. Keep in mind that this legendary explosive effect is a relatively low amount of damage. It's 20% of the base weapon damage. So boosting it, it's like if you add 60% from Demo Expert, the 60% only applies to this small portion of explosive damage, not to overall damage. Are there any enemies you don't bother with? Oh, that depends on the build I'm on. But usually I'm on high damage builds. So enemies like Ogwa or Blue Devil, they do die in matter of 10 seconds. So it's not really much of a hassle. If you have quad railway rifle on you, they die in about 2 to 3 seconds, I think. So it's not really a lot of ammo dump. But if you are on full health build, that's not min-max, or if you are low level, I would definitely not bother. Like when I was grinding a new character, before it was doing a lot of damage, I didn't bother with flying Scourge Beast, or if I encounter Ship Squatch or something like that, I just run away. Like if you don't have enough DPS to kill enemy in reasonable time, it's better to run than fight. Unless you just want to have a mini boss fight in the wild. And currently Enclave Plasma rifle is very expensive with a flamer in VATS. For some reason, they hard fix AP cost to 30 on all the plasma flamers. So you cannot drop it with any mod. You can drop it with 25% less AP cost as a legendary effect, but nothing else drops the cost. You play full health, you're not fan of glass cannon. You still can have a high damage option as a full health with some boost and VATS usage. For example, the problem with power armor and VATS is fusion core drain, but if you will be able to put your hands on railway rifle with less AP cost, the AP cost is 2. So fusion core drain is almost non-existent, as fusion core drain depends on your AP usage. So if you can get this weapon, you can use VATS as a full health in power armor and still annihilate. You just need to have criticals at least every third shot. It's quite easy to achieve every third shot with power armor. Every second shot is hard, still possible, but every third shot is relatively easy. Is Todd Howard a billionaire? I'm pretty sure answer is no. He's famous, he's not incredibly rich. It's not like Elon Musk. And as Rascal is saying, low health builds in Fallout 76, if done right, are more of a cannon than a glass. That's really true. You can be surprisingly tanky as low health build, especially power armor low health build, with emergency protocols and everything added together. By the way, damage mitigation as well is capped at 90%, but it's separate from your armor mitigation. So full maximum possible reduction of incoming damage is 99%. So you can have 90% from crazy high damage resist and 90% from all the like dodgy power armor set itself and emergency protocols all together. So you can have like 99% damage reduction. So then suddenly, 80 health that you have as a blooded build is a lot. If you are doing heavy bats commando, you shouldn't have problem killing tanky enemies. Investigate how to increase your crit damage and use good crit weapons. You will annihilate tanky enemies too. It's absolutely valid way to play the game. A little bit of tweaking with the build weapons and you will be able to, if you encounter like Blue Devil, annihilate it in reasonable, like I would say 20 seconds to 30 seconds. Without going over the top with all the one-use buffs and so on. Is this live? Yes, I'm live. And about the question, I'm curious myself. Todd Howard value. Can you Google that? Let me see. Todd Howard's estimated net worth is 10 million. That's not much at all. Some of the houses in United States cost more than 10 million. So 10 million for someone who's on the top of game studio for decades? I would say that's low. But it can be off. It can be a lot off. That's what Google says on the top. I cannot confirm or deny, but still the estimate for me looks low. I'm not saying it's not much money. I would love to have 10 million of worth, but in the same time, taking into consideration who is Todd Howard, how long he is in the industry, that seems low. Yeah, I will never be able to probably get 10 million, but I'm not Todd Howard. I'm not on top of any kind of company industry, and I never was, so yeah. And I'm not type of a person that is upset that someone has more money. I wish everyone would have more money. I know it's not possible, but that's what I wish for everyone. Get more money. I'm not jealous. Get more money. Even if every single person on Earth will be richer than me, I will be happy with that, as long as I have my basic needs fulfilled. Oh wow, Technicolor Tube is saying there are neighborhoods in California that have 25 million plus costing houses. Wow, 25 million houses. Castles would be more like, when I see 25 million in my head, there is a castle, not a house. 25 million house. Oh wow. That's crazy. I could buy with this money, what, 50? Wait, 10? Yeah, about 50. About 50 houses here where I live in Coventry. in price of one. Pay for one, get 50. Come to Coventry. Pay for one, get 50 houses. Hello, Daniel. Yeah, I know, wealth inequality is insane, but that's everywhere. Maybe it's a little bit less here in UK. At least if you compare average salary to top 10% people salary, it's not crazy big gap. But if you go further and start comparing the richest people, like 0.1%, then when it goes crazy. Yeah, as Dr. Atomic saying. Buy one house, get 49 free. That's the deal. Move to the Coventry. Oh, what? Team is saying that in Malibu there are houses for 100 million. Do they look like castles? Let's be honest. They must look like some kind of a castle, not a house. Those 100 million? What is there, like 50 bedrooms? I'm sure we are not talking on a regular house that have like 4 bedrooms. That's crazy. 100 million? Probably. I would bet that my entire life will be worth less. Like if I will live until 80, probably all my working years and everything, even my organs put together, if I would like to sell them, will not hit anywhere near 100 million. Hello, Ghosty. You found handmade assault rifle. Those are two different weapons. You either found handmade or assault rifle. But it's 3-star legendary. Blooded, 50 more crit damage, 25% less AP cost. Yeah, that's a god roll. That's a god roll. For boss skills, you would be looking for quad, but for everyday usage, 20 bullets is enough with those legendary rolls to kill everything. So, with exception of boss fights like air fights and so on, it's perfect. And even on the boss fights, if you are not solo, it's good enough. It's good enough. And you will save ammo, as Blooded obviously will fire less than quad. Is there more news and updates about 76? I can check if they posted anything, but for now, I don't think we have any dates about hotfix. I hope it's coming, but the last announcement, what was the last announcement for 76? The last Velvet said, just wanted to pop in and let you know we are seeing your reports on the performance issues after the latest update and are looking into it. Thanks for the reporting. And that was the last one. They're still looking into it, it's look like. And don't forget about the Pink Flamer event. Keep doing that if you want the new rewards. Apart from that, PTS testing is still ongoing. Oh, the new armor, the one good news about the new armor that is coming to the game is that so far it is tradable. So there is a chance that the new armor, the old name Muni armor, the new name that currently probably states the engineer armor is civic engineer, something like that, will be tradable most likely. So that would be the best tradable armor. Not the best armor, but the best tradable. About the villain liar as a house. I already tested Furious, nothing changed, and the patch notes was corrected to say that nothing changed. Oh, there are expensive houses in UK too, I know that. But not where I live. At least not as expensive. They are expensive. And there are houses around Coventry that are hitting £1 million. But most of the regular houses are like 300k, which is already insane enough that I will never be able to afford it, most likely, unless I will win some kind of lottery. The problem is I don't play lottery, so it can take a while. And yeah, let's be honest, everyone will call this new armor Muni. Muni armor, even though they changed the name. Hello there, JK. How is it in Australia right now? 3:36 a.m. That sounds like very unreasonable hour to be watching a live stream, but you are welcome nevertheless. And the new armor, about the question, is it worth to learn the plan? If you don't plan to use it, and you don't plan to give it away or start trading it, it's probably not worth learning the plan, as this is true. If you learn the plan, it will dilute your drop pool. You will be getting Muni armors instead of Secret Service armors if that's what you are looking for. And price for the jetpack isn't bad. 300 stamps, yeah, it may look like expensive, but keep in mind the Muni armor you will be getting for free. The plans alone are free through the quest line, so you only need to spend stamps for a jetpack, which makes this price quite reasonable, taking into consideration that you can get 15 stamps per expedition that takes approximately 5 minutes to run. So 2 expeditions, 30 stamps, you need 20 expeditions. May sound like a lot, but one expedition is 5 to 6 minutes, so you have 10 per hour. You farm for 2 hours, you have set of armor with a jetpack. I think that's the fastest. Is the jetpack for Secret Service, it's 2000 gold bullion, and you need to purchase Secret Service armor itself. So this new armor overall cheaper. And they are not giving a shadowed for new armor as of now. I don't know why. They basically cloned all the mods like a Secret Service. It's like a Secret Service, but different stats, and this one is tradable. Everything else is like a Secret Service or Brotherhood. They basically clones. So this will be a third clone of the armor with slightly tweaked stats. The effect itself, I did test the fire damage to enemies. It doesn't do any visible damage to any high level enemy. It can kill like level 30 more rats, but no visible damage to any high level enemies. Like level 60 ghoul is mostly ignoring that. Nothing happening. The best armor that you can trade, there is no the best armor yet. That will be Muni. That would be the best one. At this moment, there is no really good armor that you can trade. Mostly, the most universal armor is heavy combat armor, but not easy to get a full set. And mods are not so easy to come by. The advantage of heavy combat armor, you can, in case of heavy combat armor, mod it with shadowed. So that's a good defense armor that can be shadowed. I don't think you can drop it after modding with a jetpack, the new armor. The jetpack you need to purchase yourself, as it looks the same like all other jetpacks. Although I didn't test it, so maybe that will be possible. It does look like you shouldn't be able to, but I didn't really test the new armor as much about trading. And I don't know if that's final. It wasn't confirmed if this new armor is intended to be tradable or tradable by accident so far. I hope it's not accident, it's intended. And regular power armors with jetpack are tradable. So maybe this jetpack will be too, who knows? Yeah, excavator jetpack are tradable. Maybe if this jetpack will be tradable, that's awesome to drop for new players. They will be out of the vault running around with jetpacks before they even get marsupial mutation. Alright, I have time for one more question if anyone has one, and then we will be heading for members hangout, doing some dailies and stuff. And I need to do a little bit more testing. Maybe I will do it on member hangout about, you know, this poison damage, fire damage, electric damage that you can roll on armor pieces. Have I looked at the game Powered? Not yet, but I think someone... I didn't check emails yet today, but some notification pop up that someone gifted me Palworld, so I need to check it out. And yes, that was the last question. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this Turtlecast, and now I wish you an amazing weekend, and hopefully we'll see each other Saturday on the live stream. We'll be playing Fallout 76. Oh, there is 5 more memberships from Spiteful Angel. Thank you a lot, Spiteful Angel. So before I go, I will welcome to Turtles Army I.H. Gordon, the Atomic Punk 24, Firespark 74, Nomis, and Matthew Timonen. Thank you a lot, Spiteful Angel, and you guys, welcome to Turtles Army, and may the shell be with you. Thank you, everyone. And members, see you on the other stream. I'm switching right now.